What up? It's Charlie Newhart Show. You know what it is, man. Like and subscribe if you like real content. If not, nigga, just get off. I ain't gonna beg none of y'all to subscribe. I do want to thank everybody that has subscribed, though. I don't want y'all to think that I'm not grateful. I'm at like 11K now. I think I got like 6,000 subs in a month. I'm like, man, where these niggas coming from, dog? Oh, y'all just want to hear these stories? Hey, I got them. I appreciate y'all. But as far as begging y'all to do it, if you don't like it, get off. For real. This only for the real. You know what I'm saying? I got a specific audience. You know what I mean? You the type of dude that put some 28s on the Caprice, some 12s in the trunk, a 454 and under the hood. And you know what I'm saying? You riding around listening to Jeezy, but you don't want to fight people. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I'm talking to you. You know what I mean? You got crazy life stories. You got a baby mama that just stabbed you or shot you or something. I'm talking to you. Some of y'all I ain't talking to. I looked at some of the comments and they're like, who is this guy? What's he talking about? Why is this story about making a left turn in Detroit important? Nigga, I ain't talking to you. You know what I'm saying? All the real ones know. You at a stoplight in the city and your trunk is rattling. You want their you looking at everybody like, man, I hope they hear this music playing in my trunk, man. I ain't for everybody, man. Clearly. Some of y'all I ain't for. You know what I'm saying? But I just appreciate y'all tuning in, man. I got some great people coming in today, man. My homie KJ, he in the building. Langston's here. You know what I'm saying? Langston's always sagging. Shit funny as hell, man. Everywhere we at, man, we on the set, man. This nigga is sagging. Straight up, he a real nigga, though. So when y'all hear that voice in the background, they're like, who's that? That's Langston. He's a real nigga, and he got hands. So, and the nigga has swords. I don't mess with Langston, man. He the kind of nigga to pull 2 swords out. If there's drama. What's going on out here? And it just, everything quiets down when he pulls the swords out.
I don't like violence, all right?
He don't like violence, but he'll slow it. If there's something weird going on in the arena, he'll slow it down. All right, so this is what we're going to talk about today. Again, I just thank my subs. Appreciate y'all. We're going to talk about the fact I had cancer when I was 15. I watched my ex-wife stab my baby mama 13 times. It's pretty amazing. And go talk about when my son was 5, I put him on the hoop court, and he was on the hoop court, basketball court, whatever it is. Nigga was out there, first play of the game. He's doing this with his wrists and niggas doing cartwheels. I'm like, what this nigga doing, man? Nigga thought he was Spider-Man out there on the basketball court, man. I got the parents looking at me like, what's wrong with your son, dog? This nigga thought he was Spider-Man. We're going to talk about how I got shot with a BB gun 3 days ago on a little drive-by shooting. Some kids rolled up on me, wet me up with a BB gun. I just pulled my kids out of a football program out here in Cali because there was some weird stuff going on. We'll talk about that too. Yeah, it was wild. So look, I want to talk about Source Trucking, Source Trucking Academy. You're trying to go to school, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to make 6 figures in the next month, SourceTruckingAcademy.com. Talk to Cody Barker over there, man. It's a really dope school. As little as 2 weeks, you can get done with your training and be out making this trucking money. So SourceTruckingAcademy.com. If you got questions, you want to do a Q&A, go to askcharlienewhart.com. Send me your questions, or if you just want to get roasted. Send a profile pic of yourself too, man. And don't be trying to Photoshop or pull a picture of some other nigga, man. Send yourself.
Yeah, because I will check.
Yes.
And I will know.
He will know. So don't be playing no games. Send a pic of yourself, you know what I'm saying? And nigga, don't be weird, dog. Send a pic with your shirt on. You know what I'm saying? Don't be no weird nigga sending no shirtless pic like, nigga, this me, Charlie. Like, nigga, it's not even going to acknowledge it, dog. Yeah, see, if you want to get roasted, you got a question, askcharlienewhart@gmail.com. You want me to write a commercial for you? We just did one for Source Trucking, man. Me and Langston went over there, did our thing. You want us to do a commercial, askcharlienewhart@gmail.com. I'll come to your place of business, roast you, and then roast you and your employees, and then give you all an opportunity to talk about your business afterwards. Stand-up motivational speeches, same thing, askcharlienewhart@gmail.com. So yeah, we're gonna get into it. You know what it is.
Give it up for Charlie Newhart! Come on!
Yeah, what up? Okay, so check this out. I was in Fontana the other day handling some business. And I was standing on the sidewalk. And this red pickup truck pulled up on me. And I'm feeling like some stuff hit my hat and my sunglasses. And I look around because I'm thinking it's the water from the sprinkler. Or somebody was throwing rocks at me. It took me a couple seconds to realize, like, these niggas was in a pickup truck shooting me with a BB gun. I mean, wetting me up, man. And I mean, for real though, if I didn't have my sunglasses on, they probably would have hit me in the eye. And once I realized what's going on, I took off running after the pickup truck. You know what I'm saying? They took off running. I can hear them laugh, and I'm like, dog. I was so pissed, but yet at the same time, I remembered how many times I did the exact same fucking thing 14 feet. And my brother had to make me realize it because I called and told him. He was like, nigga, you remember when you was laying in the ditch in front of the house, and when the buses rolled by, you pop out and shoot all the windows out of the BB with the BB gun? I'm like, now I remember. Yeah, dog, you had, and the messed up part about it is I have my little cousin Fred with me too. Like, nigga, let's go out here. We was raising terror, shooting out windows, cars, shooting at people with BB gun. I went on a straight. I can remember hanging out of the moonroof. My boy Mike Anderson, his mom had a BMW. We was hanging out the moonroof. I was. Hanging out the passenger window and the moonroof with a BB shotgun. Just shooting out windows, shooting at people, laughing. So I'm out here in Fontana with an attitude because I'm getting shot up. Mad at the world, like, what's going on? And it wasn't until I calmed down where I'm like, man, this is you reap what you sow. I'm getting the same shit back that I gave out. Now, gratefully, because I got God on my side that I was protected, I had a hat on and some sunglasses. It's like, you reap what you sow. But if I wouldn't have had this hat, man, I'd probably be talking to y'all right now if it wasn't for the hat and the sunglasses. But yeah, my brother had to remind me, like, man, you was laying in the ditch in front of the house, nigga. You was crazy. Like 6 p.m. He said, when my football bus dropped me off, you shot up all the windows in the bus. I was like, yeah. I remember that now. I appreciate that, bro. I was out of my mind. I think because I was out of my mind too, I think you attract what you are. I watched my ex-wife stab my baby mama. And I had 2 little girls when I got married. I got married real young at like 22, 23. I already had 2 little girls. And my baby mama was like, since you got married, I'm not about to let you see your kids. So for months, I couldn't see my kids, my 2 little girls. And then one day she called me and she said, listen, if you bring your new wife over to the house and introduce her to me, I'll let you see your kids. And my wife was like, I don't think we should do it. I fell right into the bait. Like, no, I want to see my kids. What do you mean? Let's go over there. She stayed right off of Plymouth, like Plymouth and Southfield. So we went over there and we went over there, dog, and got out the car, and everything was cool at first, man. My baby mama came out the house. She was just like, oh, okay, I just wanted to meet, Charlie's new wife, and, blah, 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 and nice to meet you. And everything seemed to be cordial. And then all of a sudden, my baby mama was like, okay, so I got some rules. You can't touch my daughter's hair. You can't do their hair. And you can't, and she started getting more and more emotionally charged as she started stating her own rules. I was like, so I look at the wife, you know what I'm saying? She was like, Charlie, it's time for us to go. Let's leave. So we turn around and start going to the car. My baby mama's on the porch like, that's right, bitch. You better leave because you about to get your ass whooped over here in front of my house. I'm like, oh, no, this is not what I came over here for. I came over here because I wanted to see my babies. So I'm going to the car. Baby mama jumps off the porch, runs up on the on wifey, hits her with the cleanest right. Wham! Then hit her with another left on some Tyson shit. And I was like, damn, did I marry the wrong one? Man, baby mama is working out the wife. Like, wow, wow. All of a sudden, my nigga, wifey comes out with something shiny in her hand. I was like, oh, shit, she about to go live, nigga. And then, and she making noise as she's...
She's adding her own sound effects?
She's got her own sound effects, nigga. Wah, wah, wah. Man, she starts stabbing the shit out of baby mama. Wah, wah, wah. Self-defense. You know what I'm saying? She got hit 2 times. But I don't never fight nobody when I don't see where their other hand is at. You know what I'm saying? So the whole time she was just like, oh, she took them 2 hits, but she was like trying to reach for the knife while she was taking them shots. Like, Nigga, she pulled that knife out, dog. Nigga was blood everywhere. And I was like, okay. You rush a gun. You see a gun, you rush a try. You see a knife, nigga, you stay away because you liable to get stabbed. And then also, too, I'm a huge fan of watching live drama. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you started this smoke. You wanted it. No, I'm just sitting there watching it go down. Like, man, she's really taking some shots.
Were you off on the sideline like 2-man intel, 1-man lead, 2-man intel, 1-man lead?
I'm off on the sideline. Like, man, I want to jump in there and break this up, but I need to wait till wifey stops working because she's working, and it was sound effects. And when she got tired, right at the point when she got tired. Baby mama's boyfriend or whoever he was, this nigga run out the house, dog. This nigga like 6'8", 250 football nigga. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to shoot this nigga, man, or fire on him or something, dog. And he's running full speed. And I'm like, and the moment I'm about to do something, this nigga just runs over to her and grabs her. And the nigga's crying. I was like, oh no, this nigga. Grabbed her, took her in the house, and then I get in the car with wifey. And we on the way back to the crib. She in the car talking shit. Told that bitch not to run up on me. Told her. I'm like, yeah. I'm still traumatized about the whole thing. Like, yeah, she shouldn't have done that. Wow. I'm like, nigga, what have I gotten myself into, nigga?
Is this the woman that would later shoot you?
Oh, yeah, this is the one that shot me.
Just making sure.
Of course.
Just making sure.
Yeah. This was like the first. No, I seen her do a bunch of shit before this. I seen her break some tables and shit.
Oh, so there were other flags.
There were other flags, but I never seen her go live like that. You know what I'm saying? And then the after effect, her after commentary is where I was like, oh yeah, she about this life. Like, bitch shouldn't have ran up on me. I'm like, yeah, you're absolutely right.
She shouldn't have run up on you. I mean,
shouldn't have ran up on you. Absolutely. So fast forward, wifey gets the charges dropped because. Self-defense, blah, blah, blah. And I had been trying to get custody of my little girls all this time. I had spent money on lawyers, all that, kept losing. She wanted me to see them. After wifey stabs her, 2 months later, she just gives me custody of the kids. So if you want custody of your kids, man, you marry a chick from the east side of Detroit. You know what I'm saying? And she will go over there and go to work for you. And
no, she'll go over there and defend herself.
Defend herself.
She will defend herself. She might be put in a situation where she feels for her safety.
And then she'll make soundtrack. She'll have sound effects while she works. And nigga, I got custody like 2 months later, dog. She was just like, come get your kids. I'm like, for real? So you done did all of that. You done told people that, you done told old girl you didn't want her to do the kids' hair. You done jumped off the porch. You done took 13 stab wounds. You done kept me from my kids. You done did all this to just call me and say, come get them? Bless your heart.
Well, I mean, clearly those stab wounds caused some sort of insight.
The stab wounds created insight.
And some inner reflection.
That's some powerful foreshadowing.
Dog. I think about that time, dog. It was so wild, man. Like, it was just a whirlwind. And then I ended up getting custody of the kids. And yes, that's the one that ended up shooting me later on. She shot me while I was holding my son. There ain't no big surprise there, right there. And she shot me while I was holding my son. But my son was in my arms when I got shot, and the bullet grazed his forehead, right? But what I didn't know, which we really don't have in our community, is like therapy is kind of like frowned upon to a certain degree in our community. You know what I'm saying? I know in my family, it was just kind of like, nigga, go to church. You'd be fine. Go to church.
That's all you hear. Go talk to pastor.
You go talk to pastor. Okay? And then it's like, so thinking about therapy, when you talk to your white friends, and he's like, from age 6, Timmy been going to therapy. In our community, we didn't have that. So I didn't have the foresight. I remember I was reading Kenya Barris' story, and he talked about how his mom had to shoot his dad in front of him. His dad came in and stabbed his mom in the stomach, and he watched his mom shoot his dad. He said, he was like 5. He said immediately after that, his mom put him in therapy. And he didn't understand the benefit of it until he got older and he was able to process information a little bit better. But he was like, I watched my mom shoot my dad. And if I would have known, I mean, when you know better, you do better. I know now. But I didn't put my 5-year-old son in therapy at the time. And then he's growing up with like these issues and concerns. And like, I remember, I was just telling them before that, I remember I put this nigga on the basketball team when he was like 5 because he said he wanted to hoop. I put him out there, dog, and this nigga, first play of the game, he gets out there and does a cartwheel. I was like, man, what this nigga doing, man? And then he was out there doing this to people, like, oh, this nigga think he's Spider-Man, dog. This nigga's webbing people. And I got parents looking at me like,
Was he doing sound effects too, though?
it was sound effect.
I was wondering if it was passed down. You know?
Dog, I was like, man, what the hell is this nigga doing, dog? Why is this nigga webbing people, man? And doing cartwheels. They throw him the ball, man. This nigga just act like he didn't want the ball. I was like, oh, no. I got parents looking at me like, you paid money for this nigga to be out here and we're losing. And this nigga's webbing people. And I talked to him, man, in between like timeouts. I was like, dog, what you doing, family? I'm having fun. I was like, and he was getting in trouble in school, but then it's crazy because he ended up being one of the coldest basketball players at school. By the time he was in like 6th or 7th grade, nigga's unguardable. Still to this day. He's a lefty. Nigga can hoop. But all the trouble the nigga was getting in, man, he was in and out of juvie. I remember I was on my way to do a show at the Holly Hotel with, what's the nigga name, dog? I forget. I don't know his name. But I was going to do a show at Holly Hotel. And I was working out at the Lifetime Fitness in Canton earlier in the day. And I had my son there with me, and he was hooping while I was working out. And he was like, Dad, can I just stay up here and such is going to take me home afterwards? I was like, cool, because I'm getting ready to go to the Holly Hotel. I showered up there and everything. So I'm on my way up to wherever that is. It's somewhere near Flint. Yeah. So I'm on my way up to the Holly Hotel. And then I get a call from the Inkster police. Like, yeah, we got your son here. I'm like, what you mean? I left him up at Lifetime Fitness. No. He's here in custody. Apparently what he did is he got the master key from one of the employees at Lifetime Fitness. And he went in one of the lockers and he got a car, and him and some friends were just riding around. And he ran a stoplight in Inkster right in front of one of the police officers. and we've got him here in custody now. And I'm like, I'm on my way to do a show. This nigga out here stealing cars? This is Spider-Man out here stealing cars. Nigga turned into a complete gangster on me, dog. And it's so crazy because he ain't doing nothing too far from what I was doing. I mean, I was shooting out windows with BB guns and shit, 6th, 7th grade, but there wasn't no cameras then. This dude, so I'm on the way to the show, and I'm like, man, on a professional tip, and I'm almost there at the show. I got to call my brother. He went and got him. But he just kept getting in trouble over and over again. And just in and out of juvie the whole nine. And it was just like, man, now that I look back on it in retro, I didn't have the foresight to put him in therapy after he was in my arms getting shot. So this is for you parents, mothers, fathers. If your kids have experienced anything in your life that you have went through and they've seen some stuff, man, put their ass in therapy, dog. For real, put them in therapy. It's cool. The church is cool. All of that, having conversations with them, but sit them down in front of somebody who's been trained to help your kids organize their thoughts. Because they don't understand. Like my son, his mom went to prison for a period of time. And then when she got out, she really didn't want to be bothered with him. And he had a real tough time processing this information. So it's like he started acting out in the middle of that. You know what I'm saying? I still got love for him. He's still going to be a great dude regardless. But, you know, everything that I went through, I want to give back and give y'all opportunity. Like if your kids have went through some drama or some trauma, and to be honest, all of us went through some trauma for 18 months with this whole pandemic, stay in the house, whatever we was going through. I feel like the government owe us some free therapy. But if your kids went through anything, man, put them in therapy for real. 100,000%. Have you ever seen this interview with this dude named Brick Baby talking about BMF? It's on YouTube. It's hilarious, dog.
Brick Baby.
His name is Brick Baby.
Brick Baby.
Brick Baby.
Okay.
He I think he a Crip. He's something. gangbang dude, but he talking about his previous stories from years ago, shit that him and his homies used to do. This interview, he talking about BMF. He said when he was 15, him and like 60 or 70 Crip niggas rushed this club. They was trying to get in. They was like, they heard Jeezy was in there, and they was able to rush this club. What up, though? What up? Yeah, y'all can hang out in the kitchen. I'm gonna come get y'all in a minute. So this nigga, Brick Baby, was talking about BMF. And he was like, nigga, all right, we heard Jeezy was gonna be in the club, so we 15, 16, we ain't got no ID, we can't drink. He was like, about 70 of us just rushed the club. He said, we dope fiend the bouncer, knocked him out. And we just rushed the club, and we went to the bar and grabbed a whole bunch of bottles. We doing our thing. We in there, took the whole club over, and then we see Jeezy. And the nigga got all this ice and jewelry on. He was like, and all these other niggas around, all these jewelries on. And it was like, BMF, who is BMF? And it's like 60, 70 of us, we like 15. He was like, man, we gonna rob these niggas. He said, and they started walking up to them niggas. He said, all of a sudden, everybody's pulling out choppers in the club.
What do you mean?
Guns.
No, I know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not that square.
I'm like, what do you mean, choppers?
No, I'm just, see, in my mind, you say everyone's put out, I'm like, all right, so is this now John Wick? Everybody's got a piece?
So
like,
I guess everybody that was with Jeezy in the club, according to this video,
okay.
Every BMF dude, all of them had hammers. All of them had whatever they had.
Right.
He was like, and they was just coming out of everywhere. And everybody had guns. And he was just like, by the time I got up to Jeezy, he was just like, man, I'm just a fan. I want an autograph, man. He's so honest in his storytelling, man. Brick Baby is hilarious. And he said he walked out of there because he had no clue. He was like, who is BMF? Who are these niggas? He was like, I know Jeezy, his music. He had no clue. The nigga had a team around him. And when I saw that interview, it just made me think of how you supposed to move coming out here to Cali if you in the music business. Like Jeezy even knew back then. He came out here to the club. He was doing his thing, but he had 100 niggas in the club with him, and all of them was strapped.
Yeah.
You come, and he came from Atlanta. You coming from anywhere else to here, you got to understand, it's goons out here as well. People are mistaken that it's Hollywood, it's Cali, it's
Exactly. Niggas like to do cinematic movie shit, like rob your ass in broad daylight.
nigga
So,
in broad daylight,
so
dog.
act accordingly.
I'm telling you, do not post shit on your page with your address or none of that, or go live unless you got somebody up top ready. I don't understand it, dog. Jeezy set the blueprint, and I don't even think he set the blueprint. He was just part of how you supposed to behave when you come to a town you don't know. I mean, and if you're a real hustler, and you, especially if you got jewelry out, you flossing, nigga, you better have some niggas with you with some hammers,
I mean, I feel like that tells me who's actually from the hood and who isn't.
nigga.
Because if you're from any hood and you make it in the business, you know, I'm not gonna be over somebody else's hood like unprotected. Like I'm a square and I know this. I check in with people. Hey, what's going on over here?
Yeah.
Like you know, the music industry has given you a blueprint since the fucking 90s between MOP, between Snoop Dogg, Game. They've literally released tracks about how you don't come to LA without making sure that you're good or making sure that you got backup. I mean, MOP said, yeah, if you out here flossing, you gonna get robbed, period. Ante up. That's like an anthem. Like, what has changed? Nothing has changed.
Nigga says anthem. It is. What has changed? Nothing has changed, dog. You think your success in music or sports or in any kind of entertainment, that the confidence you get from attaining that level of success does not transcend to the street. Because most of these niggas don't know you. You done spent 5-6 years working on your album. Now you got a 5 or 6 hit songs. And that level of swag that you got because your private victory has produced a public victory, that swag does not transcend to a 14-year-old nigga who is just trying to come up. He may not even know you. And it's 60 niggas with him just like it. Just like him. They don't know you. All they see, look at this nigga with all this swag getting out of this Bentley, all this jewelry, and the nigga by himself. Oh.
I mean, I see all these follow home robberies and all the rest of this shit, and it's what you two Detroit gentlemen were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Living in Cali makes you soft. You live in paradise, you don't think that the
absolutely.
bad men are coming.
Absolutely.
And so you don't protect yourself.
Like me, standing out on the sidewalk getting wet up by BB guns and shit. I'm just out there like, man, it's beautiful, man. You know what I'm saying? These niggas is wetting me up.
I don't even know where that falls though. It's so random. It's like,
dog, but you right. You come out here and it's like you can't be enamored by Hollywood Boulevard, which smells like shit, by the way. Nigga, you ever walk up Hollywood Boulevard where the stars is like, you see it on TV is one thing. The smell over there, my nigga.
I don't even think it's Hollywood though. Because remember I told you that story about like 3/4 of my like command got their ass whooped by some Puerto Ricans in Rhode Island because they weren't smart enough to just back off. Yeah. I didn't get my ass beat because when they told me they were going up there, to have a good time.
Y'all take care.
This ain't on the ship. I ain't got to cover your back.
Yeah.
You're going into that because I know, being from LA, what are you, from Texas, from the Midwest? You just going to roll up and try and continue a beef that you got lucky to get away from?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, you gotta have the ability to read the room, which is what I do have. It's so funny, man. I went to this gangster party in Compton, dog, a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying? And I went with some people that I knew. And I'm in there, we playing cards, I'm having a good time, and I had a couple drinks or whatever, and you know, I got everybody cracking up laughing and blah, blah, blah. And man, make a long story short, I ended up getting into it with a dude that I had just had a conversation with 20 minutes before. And I'm in the house. And everybody that I was with, I had no clue where they was. Nigga, I'm in here by myself. And I got this nigga in front of me. And the first thing I can think of, I'm balling on my fist. Like, I'm just have to fire on this nigga. And it's so crazy. It was like the Matrix, dog. When I thought about firing on this nigga, I had a panoramic view of the room. And it's a nigga over here with his hand in a backpack. It's another one standing at the door. It's another one over here with both his fists balled up. I'm like, okay, I just read the room. This is not my fight. The niggas that I came with, I don't know where they at, and all these niggas is about it. And my man in front of me, I'm like, I got to diffuse this. So I'm cracking jokes. I'm saying little shit like, you know what? You got a really great life story, man. I'm going to help you write a book. And I'm just clowning. And this other niggas is cracking up laughing. And this nigga like, no, nigga. I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to. Now I'm going to have to just hit this nigga and just deal with my chances. And the most split second where I was like, fire on this nigga, and then the people that I was with came like, dog, what's going on? And yada, yada, yada. So apparently what I didn't understand in the gang culture is the only nigga that could have talked him down was the nigga that was above him. Everybody else that was on his level or below couldn't say nothing to him. They had to let it ride. I was just like, damn. God damn, nigga, read the room. But that's when I knew. So then when I called my big homies, you know, from back home and a couple people that I know out here, they was just like, nigga, why you should have called me before you went, or you should have took this, or you should have did that. And I was just like, nigga, I wasn't thinking, dog. Now, I absolutely know how to move. And see, I'm a square. I'm a blue collar square, my nigga. I took a couple chances, man. You know, I'm a little out of my mind, but at the end of the day, I have the ability to read the room. Like, that's not my fight, dog. You know what I'm saying? One nigga against 20? Like, you be the toughest nigga in the world, dog. One nigga against 20, and some of them got their hands in their backpack. Nigga, you
come on, get your Jackie Chan on.
Nigga, this shit ain't the movies, nigga. I was like, bro, I got kids. I'm a square. Let me talk myself out. But one-on-one, I dance with any nigga. I don't care what size, whatever you got going on, I'll fight anybody. Or even two niggas. But if I'm in somewhere, I don't know this house I'm in. I don't know this neighborhood. I don't know none of these niggas around me. I'm like, and everybody was like, man, Charlie took a L. He backed down. Well, you goddamn right. Yeah, I did.
I was at an L, nigga. I'm still alive. Like, what the fuck would you do? Like, really? You gonna push that? Like,
yeah, dog.
There's a lot of super niggas that, you know, are there after the fact.
Super niggas is hilarious, dog. And I guess sometimes we get juiced up, especially us as black people. We get juiced up sometimes off the music we listen to, man, and some of the movies and shit that we watch, because we're so easily, if we don't know who we are, we're so easily influenced by certain things. But I know music affects some of the choices that I make, though. I watched the Gucci Man versus Jeezy versus battle again last night. It came out a couple years ago. I watched it again last night. Nigga, it's one of the great. And anybody that know the beef that Gucci Man and Jeezy had. So for those who don't know, you know, Jeezy back in the day, he basically put $10,000 on, say, man, anybody that bring me Gucci Man's chain, I give you 10 grand. That's where the beef was. So somebody went over to try to get Gucci Man's chain, and the nigga got killed. You know what I'm saying? And then the nigga got killed, and then the nigga Gucci Man makes a song about killing the nigga. I guess his nigga name was Pookie Loke or something. So anyway, during the versus battle, this nigga Gucci Man does the song called Truth. And he's talking about it. You sent the nigga after me, and and I put that nigga in the dirt, nigga. And nigga name was Pookie Loke. And Gucci Man was like, we smoking on Pookie Loke tonight, nigga. And the tension in the air. And the people at Apple and all of these people that was behind verses are geniuses because they knew this was going to be the most watched verses. It's going to create so many views. And they basically was like, we got to benefit off this culture, which really what it is. Like, black culture is America's #1 export. Okay, so let's just be 100. They made so much money off of it. But when that song happened, I know Jeezy Man talked about it like he could see the representatives from Apple over there sweating like, oh my God. Are these niggas going to start shooting again or what?
Our plan's gone too far.
Our plan has gone too far. We just wanted to benefit off black culture. We didn't know. But at the end, when they did So Icy, because that was a song they did together, dog, I was in my room turning up, man. 44-year-old old nigga, because I can remember that time frame, and I just got certain times in my life where soundtracks mean so much to me. Like 05, I was taking some risks. I had my hand in some shit. It just reminded me of that.
30, you're at 30.
Oh, 30. Here's another soundtrack of my life. When I think about jazz, I think about like Michael Franks, Chuck Mangione, this song called Feels So Good. Donald Byrd, it's a song called Dominoes, and Birdland by Weather Report. All of those songs remind me of my dad building race cars in his garage. That's all he did. That's not all he did. He worked at Detroit Edison training truck drivers, and then he also built his own hot rods and other people's hot rods. When I hear those jazz songs, it just reminds me of him. I mean, he's still a hot rod king to this day. He got a Trans Am with a 454 in it. But just when I hear those songs, it's so nostalgic, and it's just those songs to me they're like a soundtrack to my life, man. And that's why I'm so crazy about cars to this day, because of my dad. He always had a hot rod, or he was always racing up and down Telegraph, or even Livernois. I remember he had an IROC in 1985. It was red. And we was on Telegraph racing my uncle who had a Z28. Broad daylight. Just stoplight. We was in the car with him so many times when he was racing people. He just couldn't take anybody being at the stoplight next to him. Like, what, this nigga, he trying to do something? We'd be in a pickup truck. This nigga trying to do something? He was right everywhere. And we went to Detroit Dragway every weekend. It was in Brownstown, I think. And every weekend we was at the racetrack. He had a fully tubbed, with a roll cage in it, Camaro. He had a couple Camaros, man. 455s, 472s, these big block engines, and he would race and win money. But these songs just remind me of that. Fat Boys reminds me of junior high. Janet Jackson, Pleasure Principle, and Ice Cube, America's Most Wanted. Man, them songs just junior high school. Master P. All the songs of Master P remind me of my 20s. Jeezy is like late 20s. And then now it's just all Detroit rap. It's Peasy, Vezzo. But I'm telling you, my go-to song at karaoke is Don't Stop Believing by Journey. I get everybody involved, Langston. I connect.
That's a good crowd song.
Don't Stop Believing. Hold on to that feeling. Street light people. Oh. Look at that, man. I might listen to some Adele every now and then too, dog. I can't even lie. Yeah, soundtracks, man. Soundtracks to our life. I want to bring one of my guests on, you know what I'm saying, so we can power through. So before I do that, though, y'all tell me, type in the comments some of the songs that remind you of like the most memorable times of your life. You know what I'm saying? And I hope maybe I can relate to them, because I feel like my audience that I'm attracted to, that are attracted to me, we all kind of got the same age bracket and taste level. So let me know some of the songs that are attached to like most memorable points of your life. I'm gonna holler at y'all in a minute.
Give it up for Charlie Newhart. Come on.
You got all 4 of them wrong. Every last one of them, I got to get you. You built like a stay-at-home dad.
And you is a stay-at-home dad. Look at your head. Look at your head.
Ni hao. Konnichiwa.
What up, though? Look at this glow that's on my life. Wouldn't you like to have it as well? I used to be an advisor at Pep Boys, upset with everyone there with low tire pressure, things of that nature. Automotive concerns are no longer my concerns because I changed my life with Manifest Crystals. Only $9.99. You see this glow? Invite it into your life today. Only $9.99. Namaste. You can also unlock me in Tekken. Code 783.
I used to be a grown black man, but thanks to Manifest Crystals, I can unlock who I am on the inside, which is a white teenager named Toby. I have an AR-15 in my closet, you know. I don't use it, but bullies, you know. I walk into Hot Topics without shame. I can curse at my mom now. I go into Starbucks to get my pumpkin spice latte, and they never get my name wrong. Thank you, Manifest Crystals.
So I always felt smart, but like, I don't know, they say that you're supposed to graduate high school or whatever, but I didn't. I didn't really need to do that. Obviously, because these crystals, they're amazing. So like, I always thought that I was like really, really smart, you know, but then I got these crystals and like I got a master's degree now. I don't even have to go to school. I get told like all the time that I'm a smart ass bitch. That's really like what I wanted. I just wanted people to look at me and be like, that bitch is smart as fuck. Like, that's really what I wanted. So now I can like do math and shit. Like, did you know 2 + 2 is 4? That's fucking crazy. So anyway, these crystals have really helped change my life. People really look at me in a different way, in a different light. I love it. It's amazing. So you should get your crystals. They're only $9.99. That's almost 10. Yeah.
I just got my crystals, and I could already feel my legs again. It's a miracle.
Look, y'all, I'm walking. I am able, all right? A-L-B-E. Able, all right? Manifest Crystals, baby, for life, $9.99. Whee!
For years I hated being a white man. I still do. It's not who I am inside. My white privilege, I hate it. I cast it aside. It's not how I feel. I hate my white privilege. I detest it. Yesterday I was driving down the street. I ran into a cop car. I nearly killed him. I was drunk. I was wasted beyond my mind. I had 15 seltzers. 15. The cop, he got out. He didn't even ask me how many I'd had. I told him I was drunk. He put me in his car. He gave me a ride home. Gave me a bowl of soup. He tucked me in for the night. I didn't know him before, but now we're friends. His name's Horatio. We had a lovely evening together. Detective Horatio. But I hate it. It's not who I am. My privilege, it's not how I feel. But now I have the crystals, and I can be who I am. I can be free. Now I'm a toaster, and life is great. I get to make that bread. I make all sorts of stuff. I make bread, other stuff with bread, sandwiches. You know, sometimes bread sticks. Bread crumbs, croutons, also bread. Not bread in the name, but it's breaded. All sorts of stuff. Now I'm free. I am who I am. And I make this bread.
For $9.99, you can change your life as well.
Hey, kids, do crystal. But thanks to Manifest Crystals, I can be who I really am on the inside.
These crystals, they're amazing.
Thank you, Manifest Crystals. I'm an appliance.
This is how I feel, dog. I feel that only descendants of American slaves can say nigga. What do you think about that?
That's not a bad rule. I fuck with it.
Man, only descendants of American slaves can say nigga. I was in the mall the other day.
You know what? That's valid. Yeah, that's real
Only
valid.
descendants of American slaves because we taking the power. We use the word because we taking the power away from niggas,
and it's our shit though. They only been
it's ours. Y'all take everything
been directed
else.
it towards us. You know what? You know the reason why I like that rule? I like that rule because when other niggas that's not from here say it, they sound horrible saying that shit.
Yeah, they do.
They be fucking. I was in Canada and Toronto.
Oh no.
And them little African niggas was saying that shit.
Nigga.
they was fucking it up, bro. I'm like,
Was they?
ruining the swag.
That's what I'm saying. You got to be a descendant of an American slave to say the word, because there's a certain connotation, there's a certain tone.
Nigga, bruv. You like,
Nigga,
what?
bruv.
Nigga, bruv. You like, hold on, bro. fuck you talking about. Niggas is tripping.
Nigga, I was in the mall the other day, and it's a group, just a collective group of this multicultural group of young niggas, 14, 15. It's Puerto Rican, it's Hispanic. There's one nigga that looked mixed. And then a white dude. A white dude in the mix. And all of them calling each other nigga. Oh man, this nigga, oh man. And I'm just trying to get this polo sweater, get out of there. And I can't even mind my own business because I'm so irritated listening to these niggas. And after 5 minutes, KJ, I just cut into these niggas like, hey man, who gave y'all permission to say that word?
Right. Y'all chill the fuck out.
I was on some Uncle Ronnie type shit. Like, who told y'all to say that? Who? All them niggas looking ahead down. And I looked at the mixed nigga and I said, what are you, man? He was like, oh, yeah, I'm mixed. I said, nigga, you can only use it half the time. Nigga.
This nigga turned into Ving Rhames from Baby Boy and shit. Bread and butter, baby.
Bread and
Guns
butter.
and butter.
You little stupid motherfucker.
You little
I was so mad at them niggas. I said, man, I don't want to hear this shit no more. I don't want to hear y'all. I said, man, and you don't let these people say this word, man. Do you know what? You know what, nigga? I went on a history lesson with them niggas, man. I walked out of there on my way to the car like, man, dog, I didn't have to turn up. Why did I? What did I got in the car like, man, what if these niggas run up on me? I'm going to beat all these little nigga ass when they run up on me.
Them niggas ain't running up on
Hey,
you.
bro, but still, dog.
Unless you got like one of them little digital electric cars, they can fuck up you.
Depending on the car I walk up to, like, man, this nigga is in
If
a
you in
Prius.
a Tesla, if you in a Tesla, they gonna cut your engine off with their little iPad. Like, nah, this nigga.
Is, wait, they tech thugs? Like, you know what, man, we gonna make sure that this
thugs,
nigga don't even make it to the crib, man.
Them niggas turning the lights off in the Target and shit.
Yeah, I checked the. You be I don't know if you ever messed with any of them.
You have a lot of faith in the youth, sir. I'll just tell you, as a software engineer, it's misplaced.
Let me tell you what happened to me the other day, dog.
Yeah.
I walk up. It's a Carl's Jr. on the corner of Valley and Cherry, again in Fontana. Nigga, I'm out there, take care of some business.
That's where you wrong. You shouldn't be in Fontana.
I had to take care of some business out there. So I go in there, dog, and I walk in. It's a Mexican bitch in there with just an unreal ass. I've never seen. I mean, it may be fake, but she worked there, and I had no self control. I walked in and I audibly said, "Oh shit." Like, nigga, I didn't realize I didn't have my filter was off until she turned around and looked. I was like, damn, I said that shit out loud. I was like, oh shit. And that bitch turned around and looked at me all mean. And she was, nigga, that bitch had all that ass and was working at the drive-through window, nigga.
Hell no.
So
hey, what if she turned around and was like, oh, yeah, we got the new sandwich this week. I thought you said, oh, shit at the menu.
I thought you said, oh, shit at the menu. So she's
sandwich.
standing at the drive-through window staring at me, and I'm at the register trying to go order some food, and I keep looking, and the bitch with the big ass is staring at me. So, I got to be a player. I got to see. I was like,
got to.
Well, I started mouthing the words to her while I'm doing my order. I'm like, what's up? She was like, nothing. So I'm like, put my order. I was like, give me your number. She was like, no. I was like, oh, okay. And then in a weird twist of fate, my nigga, I'm here talking to the lady, placing my order. This bitch that was on the drive-through window goes to the back and puts gloves on. She switches places. Somebody else took her spot. That bitch goes back and making my motherfucking sandwich.
Oh, shit.
And then it was somebody that stood in front of her to prevent me from seeing her making the sandwich. I was like, this bitch put something on my sandwich, dog. And then they snickering and shit. They put it in the bag, and then they slid up to me, and the lady at the register snickering, and then I opened the burger up, and I'm looking at these hoes. I'm looking at the burger. I'm looking at them, and everybody's silent. And I'm like, let me put this burger back in this bag and see what's going on. And then I walked up out that motherfucker, and dog, I prayed. I was like, let me just say my grace. Maybe the sandwich will be fine. Nigga, I said, I was so full of fear. Like, there's no way I'm eating this motherfucking sandwich, dog. I should have threw that shit back inside. Like, I should have never said oh shit to her ass, because she bitch probably spit on my burger, dog.
Oh, yeah, they for sure did some shit to that
Man,
burger, nigga. That
nigga.
bitch done. That bitch got
And I had to think about, like,
COVID, nigga.
I didn't know that these Mexican people out here, nigga said jalapeno COVID. I didn't know these Mexican, a lot of, not all, but a lot of these Mexican people out here have like white consciousness. They hate niggas.
You didn't know that?
Nigga, that's the new.
I mean, I kept hearing it, but I'm just the type of person I don't really. I feel like there's injustices everywhere. My mom always taught me it's ignorant people in every race, white, black, Mexican, or whatever. Don't focus on it. So I ain't walking around like this Mexican nigga don't like me. This white dude don't. I don't walk around like that. You know what I'm saying? But
I do.
you do. I don't think that way.
L said, "No, nigga, that's me."
I don't know. I mean, you look at me, you can tell like my family reunion is white people. Look at me, nigga. I don't come. We didn't come from Africa like this, nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's white, black, it's all Hispanic, it's all kind of people at my family reunions.
A couple little light niggas in there.
Yeah, but them niggas is clearly was touched. Something happened, but I didn't know, nigga. The Mexican, some of them here, dog, they think like white people.
Nah, nigga, you earned that hate, nigga. You came in that bitch loud as hell.
Oh shit!
Off rip doing dumb shit. Damn. I mean, let me get the star,
nigga,
bro.
I couldn't believe I audibly said that shit. But I know I tried to buy a car. I told you all be on these car hustles every night. I get a check from a commercial. I try to go buy 6 or 7 cars because I don't think the Hollywood money ever gonna last. So I'm always trying to make it backflip.
This nigga flip.
Oh man, like I get a check, like I'm trying to go buy 10 cars, nigga. So I try to. Some of them I buy off like Facebook Marketplace, nigga. I went to go look at this car, and I asked the dude 5 or 6 times before I got there, "Do you have the title? Do you have the title?" I show up, this nigga don't have the title. I went off on him. I was like, "Why the fuck?" I was so mad, dog. Why the fuck you know, blah 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 blah. You should have had the title. And he just got in the car and drove off. 10 minutes later, dog, and he was an older Mexican dude. 10 minutes later, KJ, this nigga is texting me back to back. "Fuck you, nigger," and he's misspelling niggers. Nigar. He going off on me, dog, and I'm like, this nigga think he white. He said, "Broke nigger, fuck you, nigger. You wasted my time, nigger." I'm just like, and he hit me with so many niggers to the point where I was just like, I got home and I put all black on. Like,
Niggas start playing NWA.
I'm like, nigga, you know, I met you at your job to look at this car, nigga.
Right.
Nigga, I went home, put the hoodie on, all my shit, and I was on my way back up there. Like, man, I'm gonna beat this motherfucker. It took me 10 minutes of driving. Bro, like, what am I doing? And it was a day I had a show at the Laugh Factory. I'm starting to think of like, who gonna bail me out? All this.
Right. This nigga real adult mind.
I'm running the whole gamut down. Like, dang, I'm gonna have to cancel my show tonight, man. The Laugh Factory. Let me take my ass back home. These white people think these Mexicans think they white people.
Hey, man.
I would add an addendum.
I need to hear this.
As someone who's grown up in LA, I would just say there's basically 2 schools.
Ooh, let me hear this.
You have the super raza, as I like to call it, which is a very insulated brown community. They reject anything that's of sort of like European sort of like influence, and they have more of like a native sort of like culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you have the ones that just think they're white.
Seriously.
And move as such.
So
that's a wide generalization, but as somebody who's grown up in LA, that's basically the breakdown. You either have the ones that are just like white passing, or you have the ones that are like very, very all about the culture. But in both cases, they hate niggas. So,
nigga, I'm so dealing with PTSD from all the shit I done been through, and I'm so crazy, nigga. It's just some shit I just don't even pay attention to till I'm in it. Like, oh shit. Like, I'm pretty sure with me getting shot by all them BBs out there, it's probably a car full of Mexican people. Like, shoot this nigga right here.
Targeting.
Hey,
like, you know what though? Motherfuckers, like, they really lean on that. Like, when people get, like, if you get in a confrontation with somebody black, you know, motherfuckers just lean straight onto that nigga shit, that racism shit.
Yeah. It's
like, whether they claim, whether they, you know, racist or prejudiced or not.
Right.
That shit is just so fucking, you know, it's
the go-to.
in flux. Yeah, that's like the go-to. Like,
Yeah,
that's why I don't put it past nobody. Like, you could be chilling, you could have a little white chick on your arm, or that's your chick. But when that bitch get mad at you, she got to call you a dusty ass nigga. I'm telling you. When you fuck around and miss the little insurance payment, y'all been together for a couple years, and now you can't afford shit, or you fucking up. You gonna be a broke nigga.
Ooh,
to Mandy. Mandy about to call you a broke nigga.
Mandy, you broke nigga. I knew I should have listened to my dad. Fuck
exactly. You dating that little Armenian chick. Kim Kardashian done called Kanye West a hoe ass nigga before. I bet you.
Oh yeah. That's probably what made that nigga turn up. Like, bitch. I saw
bitch, you know what these Jews be doing?
Fuck you, you hoe ass nigga. I should have listened to my mom. That nigga.
I'm telling you though, that's the fallback. I mean, that shit is just it's just in flux. Like we just, niggas is always trending. So it's easy for motherfuckers to just lean on that.
That's funny. Hey, listen, this my homie, man. He we from the same soil.
What up, dog?
What I honor about this nigga is, he one of the best comedy trainers I can think of, man, because, I used to really take the comedy shit serious, man. That nigga would be on me like, nigga, you need to really put some time in on this shit, because I was just doing comedy just as a way to stay kind of warm between auditions and shit. I didn't really take the shit serious. He was like, nigga, Chuck,
doing actor comedy.
if you take this shit serious, dog, and, and he would be giving me notes in the room, and we done did so many shows together, dog. I got just an amazing comedian. I got so much love for this nigga, man. Let everybody know who you are, dog.
What up? It's KJ Robinson.
What up?
From the city, man. We out here.
We out here. What you think about people who get mad when you say you from Detroit, but you really was living in like Ipsy?
This nigga playing both sides.
This nigga KJ talking about he from Detroit. Man, this nigga from Ipsy, man.
Oh, man. Look, niggas in Ipsy was getting it, though. So.
Hey, dog, yeah, y'all niggas, them West Willow niggas was...
niggas was something else.
We were talking about this beforehand. A lot of people don't understand, all my whole family was still either in Detroit, like my granny had a house on the east side.
Mm-hmm.
My mama, my grandparents was on the west side. Most of the niggas that wanted to, still do dirt, but do it low-key, started going to, Romulus. Ipsy,
Belleville.
Westland, Belleville,
Mm-hmm.
niggas was turning up. But me and him was talking about this last week. I think one of the things I do, especially out here, when a motherfucker be like, man, where you from? Hey, it's just a lazy answer. I don't feel like telling them. I'm in the suburb. It's 25 minutes from Detroit. It's called Romulus. It's where the airport is. I don't want to go to that long ass
right,
explanation.
nigga, I ain't got time for that.
I'm from Detroit, especially when all my family out there, nigga, and I got all my money and all my gang from Detroit, nigga.
Exactly. That's basically how it was with me. I'm from the city. My mom's side of the family was east side. My dad's side of the family was west side.
Right.
And we ended up. The crazy part is, you want to know how we ended up in Ipsy, dog?
How?
This is how we ended up in Ipsy. My mom was actually trying to buy a house back in the days in the city. But the little realtor niggas was always trying to fuck. Them niggas wasn't trying to sell the house. Niggas be like, yeah, come through, see the house, 7:30 p.m. Like,
right,
nigga, what?
Right.
Niggas was trying to press my moms back in the day, but my moms was swagged up. She had game. She was like, nah, nigga, y'all niggas tripping.
That's funny.
So we ended up getting a crib in Ipsy. But so my thing was, when I wasn't in school, I went to school out there. But when I wasn't in school, I was in the city.
Right.
So every weekend in the city, summer vacation in the city, winter vacation, whatever.
Right.
So I spent most of the time in the city. And then, when
But you had a benefit because now, especially niggas, like my dad had a car lot in Southwest Detroit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when I first moved, I bought a house in the city when I was 22 on the west side. Then I had another one on the east side by Osborne. But dancing in two worlds. What I have is what did Dave Chappelle call it? Being bilingual.
Right. You enlightened a little.
Oh
bit.
man, I can dance in both worlds. You put me in a room full of white people. I put my real estate voice on to cover up all my tattoos. Hey, what do you guys need? Charlie, you're from the Optima commercial, right? They don't even know, nigga. When them cameras is cut off and I take my shirt off, they're like, man, what?
They don't even know. Charlie used to beat up gay niggas. This nigga was out here pressing them niggas into tight pants.
Fuck you doing wearing
my
that
man.
shit, nigga.
Charlie was that nigga. When you hear that shit, hey, my man, you got to go the other way. Nah. I remember that shit. You remember you walk down the block and you just hear it off in the distance. Hey, nigga.
Hey, nigga.
Hey, homie. You be like, oh, shit.
What size shoes is it, you hoe ass nigga?
We got to go the other way.
That's funny.
You never answer that shit back, nigga. If you hear a nigga just yell out, hey, nigga, he obviously talking to somebody else, not me.
That's funny.
I'm on my way to grandma's house.
Yeah, this nigga did the roast battle at the comedy store and shit. Remember, that shit was funny as hell, dog. And I started roasting the panel and everybody.
This nigga got mad. He started going at the judges. Y'all ain't shit.
I started going at the judges I know I'm going to lose. I'm roasting the judges. I'm roasting Jeff Ross. I'm roasting everybody on the panel. This white bitch, I don't even know who she was.
Right. Hey, he cut into her.
If this bitch moved to any neighborhood, she going to gentrify it. Fuck you. They're nigga, you lost. Get off the stage. I started cooking everybody, dog. I was on some shit look, okay, so clearly this nigga shit don't work. I should
Right.
have went Romulus in that motherfucker.
But you know what was dope? What was dope about that? What was dope about that? Is that me and Charlie, we was roasting, but we was roasting like how we do it though.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, we was doing the dozens on stage,
yeah.
and the judges are so fucking white. They ain't understand what
We
it was
don't
like.
understand.
Like one of the judges was like, I don't even know how y'all even doing this shit, but the crowd loving y'all, so it's whatever.
And I got mad.
Charlie
that
like,
the
man,
judges
fuck
didn't
your
know.
uncultured ass. Nigga.
Audience was fucking with us. I got mad because the judges didn't know. I don't know what that means. What's he mean? What I said something like this nigga would look like an Amistad nigga or something. And it was just like, what's that? That's not funny.
We were just going back and forth.
Shit was fucking hilarious.
That shit was
dog.
fun. Hey, I appreciate that. That good looking on that, man.
Oh, man, you
hey,
already
Charlie
know.
is one of Charlie is really like the coldest nigga out here. Really, like he always putting everybody on. This nigga the number one hustler.
Dog.
Like he don't hide no information or nothing. This nigga A1, bro. He the most A1 nigga I've ever run into. Like for real.
Dog, that's real spill, my nigga.
Yeah, for real.
I feel like I appreciate you for that, man. Cause you done gave me the real game too, dog. On like, you know what I'm saying? Like, pull me to the side, like, dog, nigga, your shit's funny, dog. You really should cultivate this. Cause I was really playing comedy, like, I just want to get ready for the next role. Like, no, Charlie, let me help you with some bullet points on your comedy. And you gave it to me in a critique that I could actually take home. Like, oh shit, that nigga's right. Let me use it. Let me just like all the shit that you gave me and I put in, it fucking worked. But I feel like these opportunities that I got, I'm supposed to be the bridge to let other people get on. Like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get my own show at the Laugh Factory or Flappers or whatever it is. Like, oh, it's a river, it ain't a pie.
Right,
it's
right,
enough
right.
for everybody. Like when they hit me about the whole comedy roast shit, they was like, who you want on? Let me bring my nigga. I need my nigga to be on it.
That's
the type of solidarity that we supposed to have. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
Let me ask you a question though. Would you for $100 million?
Nah, nigga.
Yeah, come on, for $100 million, would you take a lead role in P Valley?
$400 million.
$100 million, nigga. P Valley.
A lead role in P Valley.
And it's one of them characters, nigga. You doing it all.
One of the niggas you was persecuting.
One of them niggas.
Persecuting.
For $100 million, nigga.
Made him sound biblical.
Lead role in P. Have you ever seen
Henry the
Henry the
13th?
Have you seen any P Valley or you heard anything about this show, nigga?
I mean, it's just, I don't know, it just seemed like some hood shit that just is.
Nah, it's a stripper show, but it's
They
like,
try to make it some hood shit till you get traumatized 10 minutes in, where the dope nigga that was on the show is bent over in the bathroom getting hit and loving it. Like, wait a minute, ain't that the nigga that was just selling
right?
dope?
Ain't that the nigga that was pressing nigga with the gun to?
He's
nigga
pressing
face?
the nigga for some nigga, and then that nigga in the bathroom getting hit. Like, I've never seen an episode at all. I'm just telling you what niggas have told me. Like,
what I heard was
for $100 million,
This
would you take a
nigga,
role in
dog.
that show, dog? For $100 million, I'm putting this nigga on the spot.
This nigga tripping.
Don't be hitting
nah,
me
I'm
with
straight. I'm
yo.
solid. For $100 million?
$100 million.
Nah, I could turn that down because I never had $100 million before, so it don't even matter to me.
See, this is why I fuck with this nigga. 'Cause some people can't be bought, but some people like, you're just playing a role. I mean, I swear to God,
That
you know
nigga
what I mean?
said I'm only gay on TV.
Hey, you know
that
what I
shit
mean?
gonna bleed over.
You know how facts.
No.
It did bleed over with the nigga Michael Jace. The nigga. You ever heard of this nigga? This nigga named Michael
No, I
Jace
know.
was an actor on the TV show The Shield, right?
Oh yeah, the little cop show.
Cop show. So the whole episode, this nigga's like this, dude with all these morals, and he's judging everybody. You shouldn't do this, and he's like the moral compass on the show.
Right.
End of the episode, that nigga is bent over getting hit. He's not. They show this nigga going to some dude's house, knocking on the door. He walks in, he's playing straight the whole time. He knocks on the door, opens up, and him and this other dude go at it. And that's his narrative the whole show, is he's the moral compass. You got to listen to this guy. He's wise. He knows what he's talking about. He's married with kids. But every now and then, that nigga goes to get hit.
He said every now and then.
I'm like, so it did end up bleeding over. This nigga, in his real life, this nigga killed his wife.
Oh shit! Word?
Like, that nigga was so in character. Like, I'm so sold out to this gay shit. Yeah, I'm gonna kill my
This
wife.
nigga said, "This is what I do."
This nigga killed his wife, dog, and then waited on the police to show up. I sat there and then, explained what happened and yada yada yada, and they arrested him. The only thing I can think of in my mind is when the nigga killed his wife and waited on the police to show up. Nigga was in character when
Right,
they showed
that
up.
moral
like,
compass
"Yeah,
kicked
we got to help find this guy. They're like, nigga, it's you.
He all got his costume and shit on.
Nigga, all in costume. Like, glad you guys are here, man. So this is what I
Right.
found when I got here. Like, nigga, you called us. No. That was Michael. Right now, I'm playing James from S.H.I.E.L.D. We're going to help you find out. That shit bled over, dog. I done turned down so many roles, my nigga. And this is all I say. I don't have a frequency for that. That's out of my frequency.
Right,
But Charlie,
right.
it's $50,000 an episode. That type of money.
Right.
That's out of my frequency. I'm used to making my own money. You know what I'm saying? I was hustling when I was in the city. Like, you can't dangle the carrot in front of me. Nigga, you want me to do what?
Right.
That nigga's character is doing what? I don't. But like I said before,
bro,
also too, I turn down the road. If they say you got to do a sex scene with Halle Berry, nigga, I'm turning that movie down because I'm not listening to the director. I'm a fuck.
This nigga
Charlie,
said,
why are
"I'm
your
going in."
shorts off? What's going on? So
He said, no, you said it was a fuck scene.
you
so
said it was a fuck scene.
that's what
you
we
want,
on.
You want it real, nigga?
That's what we doing.
You want it absolutely real?
I told
don't.
y'all. I only do
You
method.
know what? You know who had a really good joke like that back in the day? Ricky Harris. R.I.P. Ricky Harris, man.
R.I.P. Recipes, Ricky, man.
He had a dope joke about that on Def Jam. He would talk about he was talking about movies, like scary movies and shit.
Yeah.
And then he was talking about how he was in a movie. He was like in that bitch for 2 seconds. He's like, I was in the motherfucker for 2 seconds. And then he was like, you know what I really want to do? I want to do that. I want to do the shit Wesley Snipes be doing, cause that nigga Wesley be fucking. That nigga Wesley be fucking, man. He's like, you know how I know he fucking? He's like, he be popping that bitch. Like, pop, pop. You see this? Oh, this shit is real. This could be you. That nigga Ricky Harris is hilarious, dog.
Ricky was funny, dog.
But yeah, man, that shit. I mean, it's like if you can live with it, you know.
And I say that's
how
what
niggas is. It's
that's
like
how I feel. This
shit
should be
niggas can live
to
with
each
shit.
his own. If that's what you choose to do, there's just certain roles I can't play, and it's not just that. Like, I can't play a role where a dude kill kids and get away with it.
Right.
It's just certain things that, and it should be okay if that's outside my frequency. You know what I'm saying? But if you trying to force a narrative on somebody, and it's just, I just don't think that it's fair. I remember Bryan Cranston got a whole lot of flack because he played a handicapped character in that movie with Kevin Hart.
Oh yeah.
In the handicapped community, why didn't he get somebody really handicapped? Why didn't, like, they was on him?
Because
And
that
like,
nigga can't do that shit on action, nigga. That nigga really might be locked up. He like, hey, director like, action. That nigga like, cut 10 minutes.
Cut 10 minutes. He's asleep. Let's get him.
Someone bring the pills.
Oh, man, he didn't shit his pants, man. Cut.
Where's our PA? We need the pills. Get
Dog,
this
do you
guy-
think
But
it's
man, it's
you-
the integrity.
Do you think it's loyalty? Because you spoke about it a little earlier. But like, well, why do you think there's a lack of like loyalty and realness in this industry that we in? You know what I'm saying? Or somebody get the opportunity and they don't want to share shit with you, or like this dog eat dog mentality that's in comedy and acting. Why do you think it's so prevalent?
It's the bread, man. It's the bread, dog. And then you know, what's the rule? What is the rules in business that there ain't no rules?
Yeah.
You ever notice like when a nigga about to do some dirty shit to you, he be like, oh, it's just business. So you know when the money is in play, all of that shit is out the window, dog.
Damn.
It's out because it's about getting ahead. At the end of I mean, if you playing the business rules, it's all about getting ahead.
No.
It's all about getting that paper.
That makes
son.
sense. I saw some
So
shit.
you know, a nigga will throw the loyalty out the window. He'll throw the integrity
Over
out
the
the
money?
window. Cause he want to get. That's what he trying to get to. Where he trying to get to. And you know, most people is on that, and it's only a select few that ain't.
Yeah. No, I agree, because I watched Roseanne. Remember when she had made that comment about saying old girl looked like a monkey, one of the senators?
Bro,
or
her whole team turned like
Nigga.
they did a 180 on that bitch. It's
could-
like, damn, bitch, we not fucking with you.
She made the comment, and I ain't gonna lie, that shit was kind of funny when
That shit
she
was funny.
said that.
It
shit
was
was
low
funny.
key. It was funny. It was fucked up, but it was funny.
Because I see the world as a comic first, and everything else is like, damn, that was funny to the motherfucker.
I mean,
It was fucked
Roseanne
up.
low key funny though.
She Roseanne funny, but everybody she put on, the show was based on her stand-up. It was
Right.
her life. It was called Roseanne.
Right.
She said that shit, got canceled. All the actors on the show, instead of getting behind her, even though she gave them the bag, they did a 180. Like, you know what, fuck it. And then they renamed the show Connors and brought it back out and just completely X'd her out. Like, how the fuck can you do that to somebody who gave you the bag?
Yeah, look.
Because the words are backwards. It's show business. It should be business show.
Damn, my nigga, you.
Period. At the end of the day, period. Like your man said.
Damn.
That is the only thing that fucking matters at the end of the day.
Yeah,
not loyalty, not who you are. Just, are you gonna make us money?
Fuck.
I mean, just how many times you see it though. Like you think about how many times you see, you know, the fuck shit for the bread. Like how many times you see it?
It's I like somebody
As
told me
opposed to, you know, somebody like we always go you know, hero the people that, you know, that hold down their team or whatever. Like Adam Sandler got his little squad.
Yeah.
And Kevin Hart got his team that he put on. And Eddie Murphy had his team that he put on. Like, you know, it's a select few. But then after that,
who?
Or outside of that, it's just niggas getting busy. That's it. It's
You right, my nigga.
That shit is just like being on the block. Niggas is getting busy. Like, hey,
man, you right.
Get them up and move them out.
I heard, I don't know how true this is, but I heard that after they had, like, you know, disciplined or canceled Nick Cannon for his comments, they approached DC Young Fly and asked him to take over the show. Did y'all hear this?
They asked the whole 85 South team. They wanted him, Carlos Miller, and Chico.
And
they wanted they wanted them three to host it while Nick Cannon was off.
And they said no?
They said no because that's their man.
See, nigga, that's some next level loyalty.
Yeah, that's love right there.
Them the kind of niggas I gotta have around me, dog.
That's real. I mean, it's niggas that'll do that in the, like, how many times somebody asks you to do a show, and you like okay, what's the bread like? And they try to lowball you or you'll say you already have an ass, but like, yeah, I'll do the show, but it's this much, and they like, oh, all right, nah, I can't do it. I'll get somebody to do it for cheaper.
Yeah.
And then it'd be a nigga you know that do that shit cheaper, and he like,
That's my universe.
you be like, nigga, I turned that show down. The nigga wasn't even trying to pay. Nigga,
nigga, I did.
like, you did it for how much? The 50 ball?
You
Whack nigga.
You done drove from fucking Riverside to Lancaster for the 50 pack,
right? Nigga, for the 20 ball, nigga, for a McChicken and
my
nuggets,
God.
nigga.
Yeah, let me just say that happens on the crew side too.
Oh yeah, of
for
course.
real?
But that's
Like,
that's the whole business though. That's how they get it. Like they get a cheaper nigga to do
Oh,
shit.
you're too expensive. We can get some PAs to do that shit and not have to pay them because they're just happy to be around people.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. Dude.
Yeah,
So
dog,
I mean,
can believe it.
and it's levels too. So you know, anybody that's standing on their own 10 toes, nigga, their integrity is intact. So they not about to be on the fuck.
There's
shit.
so much fuckery in the bit. I remember I used to do this show in Detroit at the US 12 in Wayne at the US 12, and
Oh, that's that wild white bar, ain't it?
yeah.
I know her. I know her. I did a contest in that bitch.
Yeah, I think you did the show that you were there. One of y'all niggas, man. Me and did so many shows together, dog. But I was doing this show, and basically Fox 2 News, I reached out to them like, hey, I'm doing this show, and I'm giving a portion of the proceeds to St. Jude for cancer because I had cancer. So
Right.
They brought me on for an interview. So right before they brought me on for the interview, it was me, John Jude.
I remember. Hey, that was a wild dude. John Jude, wild as hell.
John Jude
Hey,
was
low
wild
key,
dude.
John Jude had the hoes, bruh.
John Jude did have
He
the
had,
hoe.
like,
and the
some
nigga was
little
funny than the
milf
motherfucker,
joints.
man. John Jude was a monster. What's my man's name? The older
He was a
white
goofball.
dude that used to always be at Joey's.
Bouchard?
Not Bouchard, the other dude. Oh, what the
He real old?
No, he a little older than Bouchard.
Did he look-
Tom.
Oh, you said Tom.
What is the last name? Italian dude. Blonde
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about.
hair. I forgot his last
I cannot remember his name either.
I
He
probably-
was Italian, but he was white,
white
though.
looking, and he was always hustling.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it
I
was
know
me,
you're talking
him, John Jude, and I had I'll say her name, dog. I had Mo Owens. It was all four of us.
Okay.
And the agreement was we was just gonna be like take turns because I couldn't be there every week, and we was gonna build this show in
Right.
Wayne. So we had to sit down,
Take
meeting.
turns hosting.
Take turns hosting, but let's build this show to blow up because they let me just get the run of the place.
Mm-hmm.
So once Mo found out that the show was in Wayne, she was like, I live on the east side. I can't be a part. I was like, okay, that's cool. That's fine. I respect. She was like, that's a long journey.
Right,
and
right,
she,
right.
And she the one came up with she suggested we should call it All Lives Matter. Right?
Mm-hmm.
All Lives Matter. And I was like, damn, it's a dope ass name. But we all was throwing in ideas. I was like, okay, I get the venue. She came up with the name, like all of this collectively. But she bowed out. Hey, y'all, is it cool to keep the name? Everything cool? Yeah, I just can't be a part. I said, well, every now and then, at least just come through. right? She backs out. Nigga, the Fox 2 opportunity comes for me to be on to talk about the show. So I go on the show and I talk about, hey man, I got a show at US 12. It's called All Lives Matter, blah, 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 blah. Nigga, then all of a sudden I got people hitting me like, hey man, your girl is online talking about you, nigga.
She started blowing up.
I was like, damn, what happened, man? And I'm looking at her shit. And then she came out to do a show one time, and it was all this, and she brought some dude with her. And he did. I let him get some time, and this all this energy. I had to pull her to the side. I'm like, what's? She was like, well, you went on that news show, and you didn't invite me. I was like, you backed out, my nigga.
Right.
She was so mad at me that I didn't bring her on to do the interview, dog.
For the Fox 2 shit?
For the Fox 2 shit. And I couldn't understand it, man. But I'm so into like guarding my relationships and shit, man. I called her. We had a conversation. I was like, look. You did back out. But you using my name. You said I could use the name All Lives Matter. I was like, look, I changed the name of the show. I'll put you back on the show. I'll let you headline. I want to do whatever I can to make sure we salvage this friendship because I'm not trying to just pitch it over. Who gives a fuck about a Fox 2 interview?
Right.
I'm not going to choose a Fox 2 interview over a relationship and friendship with you. I said, but I'm offended because you didn't even reach out to me and say your feelings was hurt. You just went on a rant online.
You just started going.
Nigga, I did everything I could. Passed up the relationship. She came in headline. We was cool after that. But when I saw that she got offended initially or interview, I was like, this is the industry. This is the culture.
Right.
She was hot with me, dog. And I'm like, you know how many niggas I know? You had your own show at the Ann Arbor Comedy Show. You had your own, nigga, you and my man, what was his name?
Darnell Anderson.
Y'all niggas had shows.
Shout out Darnell. What up, baby?
Shout out Darnell. One of the things that I honor about you is I never saw you get offended or make moves in offense or unforgiveness. You was always hustling and moving everywhere. Like, oh, I got a show here. And then you have a show here. And then you never went into detail like, man, let me tell you what they did to me over there, man, them whole ass niggas. You was just always moving, dog. What gave you that level of like grind and diligence in this business that we in?
My pops, man. My pops, my pops gave me the lesson, like, he was like, look, man, the time you spend being mad at a nigga, you could be using that to do your own shit. You could be using that time to do your own thing. You over here worried about another nigga or worried about what's going on over here, you taking away from yourself.
Damn.
So ever since he gave me that lesson, I was probably like 7th grade, 8th grade or whatever.
Nigga had a strong pops in his life.
And yeah, so I just don't give a fuck about the bullshit, bro.
Yeah.
So, I done had whole shit happen to me all over, but it don't matter. Because it's over now, fuck it.
I did a play at the music hall, dog, for this nigga TJ Hempfield, the nigga that did that play Perilous Times.
Yeah.
Man, when I tell you that all the red flags was there that I should have backed out, dog. When it came time for payday, when that nigga said, I don't have the money, dog, I tore that whole motherfucking place up. They was calling me now, Charlie. But then when I look back on it, when I was supposed to get my deposit 2 weeks earlier, I didn't get it. Like, and I memorized like 60 pages in 2 weeks. He knew, like, man, if I don't get this nigga the deposit, I'm going to get at least one show out this nigga.
He was playing you from the jump. You ain't even peep game.
Couldn't believe it, dog. And he had all these other people that was on the show, these, celebrity motherfuckers. I don't want to say their name. I'm like, these niggas getting paid. And I got to tear this motherfucking music hall up to get paid. I just eventually let that shit go.
The whole shit, bro. And
the whole shit.
You was tearing all of that shit up, nigga. You could have put that anger into your own shit.
And honestly, though, I wanted to, but I was like, I think I made a call to somebody, and they kind of walked me off the ledge. And literally a month later, I booked the Optima tax relief, and that shit paid me so much money. I was just like, all right, God, you gave me back the money.
Right.
Times 10. But dog, the whole shit in the industry.
I mean, I feel that though. I feel how. I mean, I can see how a nigga could just swing on the nigga over the fuck shit. I feel that. That's that's valid.
Which I have. Like in other instances, I'm just like, man, this nigga trying to play me on some whole shit and they just fire on this nigga.
That's the other lesson too. That's the other lesson. It's like, okay, you over here mad about some fuck shit, but you could be doing your own thing. Like, you putting energy into another nigga you put in yourself. But at the same time, If you not gonna hit that nigga, just keep it moving. So you gotta.
That's eventually
it's
what it was.
one of those situations where you gotta make the decision. Like, am I gonna keep it moving or I'm gonna knock this nigga out? And then it's just like, let me just keep it moving, nigga. I ain't got time to go to jail tonight or whatever.
It ain't even worth it.
And then other times it'd be like, without warning. So
it's like I done just swung on this nigga, man.
yeah,
What
those
happened?
the 2 lessons right there. And so ever since then, nigga, I just been, focused on me, doing me. Cause a nigga can be mad by himself. That's fucking with me. You gonna be mad by yourself, nigga. I know niggas that hold grudge. I know niggas that hold grudges with me, and I never knew. Some third party nigga be like, yeah, there's a nigga cussing you out at the spot, nigga. Like that nigga just always talk grimy. I was like, who? Oh, for real? I'm like, damn, nigga, for how long? Nigga, for like 3 months. I'm like, nigga, I've been out here fucking.
Wow. I've been out here taking care of business, man. That nigga mad. That nigga mad by himself.
Right, dog. It was a comic. It was a comic that used to hate on me because he ain't like my style of comedy. He was like, nigga was like, he was just hating because like he felt like I was getting it too easy.
Really?
Because you would be on stage and it just looked natural, just looked like you just belong up there.
Right.
And you had that comfortability, so some people don't like that shit.
Nigga, your Plan B joke is hilarious, my nigga. You gotta tell. I want you to tell that joke if you don't mind. Talk about what you got going on and give everybody your handle, my nigga.
The Plan B bit. I just did. You know what's funny? I did a spot in Lake Elsinore, and I was talking about the Plan B joke.
This nigga saw.
Because the plan, you know what? Because it's like, it's fun. It's fun because everybody go through them chronicles. You go through the Plan B chronicles.
Yeah. You have to.
You got to.
I got some stock.
When you want some player shit,
I got some stock in Plan B.
Yeah.
I got some stock.
Exactly. This nigga's a promoter for Plan B.
I got some stock. I'll do a Plan B commercial.
And
that bitch getting bitches VIP with the Plan B little wristband. He go to wristband. He go appeal.
Nigga, the Plan B wristband. Like as soon as you come over, just take this right now.
Nigga, I was so wild with the Plan B, nigga. I used to crush it up and put it in bitches' hash browns. I was a wild nigga. Like, ladies, if you fuck with me, you gonna get breakfast in the morning. We going to the hot breakfast spot. I'm gonna order you the food.
What was that you said when you show up to a chick job with the?
Oh yeah, nigga. Hey, let me get to it. This nigga.
I love that joke, nigga. Shit,
that's the shit, dog. You gonna get a full meal, and I'm gonna crush the little peel up in your hash brown. You can't put it in the bitch eggs, cause she gonna notice. You ever be eating with somebody and they start moving their food around with the fork? Yeah, that she know you spiked her shit. Put it in the hash browns. And throw that little pepper and ketchup on it. She ain't gonna notice. She's like, this tastes different. What is this? Peel.
Right.
But yeah, nigga, the Plan B Chronicles, dog. You ever been fucking so much, nigga? You got to take the pill to a bitch job. You got to go up there to that front desk, like, yeah, is Cynthia here? Yeah, tell her to come take this pill, nigga. We only got 3 hours left.
And send me a pic, or you taking it?
She up there calling Cynthia, your man here with this box. You need to come do something. I was a Plan B nigga. I was that nigga with the plan. Nigga, I kept $68 in my pocket at all times.
Yeah.
That's how wild I was. Cause the pill's $65.
Yeah.
And the other $3 is so you can get them some soda and some chips. Get a bitch a Faygo and some Funyuns.
Yeah. Take that.
Yeah, because they stomach hurt. They get a headache a little bit when they take the pill. So be courteous, nigga. Don't be no hoe ass nigga and just give a bitch the pill and hope.
Take some snacks.
Hope justice prevails.
Yeah. Take some snacks, man, to make sure it go down smooth.
Yeah, dog. You get a chick a Faygo and a Plan B pill, her friends gonna be jealous. Oh, you need to keep him. He got you a Verner's? Okay.
Oh, shit, a Verner's. You done upgraded from the Faygo. Nigga, I saw a Verner's up here at the Ralph's by the house the other day. Nigga, I almost lost it.
Did you scoop it up? He was like, give me that, man.
Give me that Verner's. Nigga, some ice cream. I can make me a float, nigga.
I hate when I see the like it be stores that have Faygo, but it'll only be like cream soda. You be like, nigga, how you get the lamest Faygo?
You got the rock and rye out here, nigga. You ain't got the
bold Faygos.
You ain't got the bold. Man, let everybody know what you got going on and where they can find you, dog.
Man, all my social media at How to Be KJ. Check me out. IG, Twitter, TikTok, the whole nine. I'm at the Ontario Improv this Wednesday.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so
Good
fuck
work,
with me.
man.
Ontario Improv this Wednesday. After that, I'm in L.A. and Santa Monica at the West Side Comedy Theater.
Yeah.
And what am I doing? I got my comedy special coming out. Hopefully this weekend.
What? Where can they find that?
You gonna find it on YouTube. It's gonna be downloads. I'm gonna put the link up in all my social media so people can download their own version. You know, their own little joint. So
That's what's up, man.
yeah, man. So look out. I mean, check it out. It should be dope.
KJ stay
The
hot,
crazy
man.
thing is, I don't have a title for it yet though.
No, that's the best though, because
Right.
now it's gonna come. You letting it happen organically instead of just forcing it. Like, you know what, man? I'm gonna just call this DMX, Dark Man X.
Oh, this nigga.
No, I like that you letting it happen organically, my nigga.
Yeah,
but,
man. I done went through like a couple names and I ain't like it, so we gonna see what happened when it's done.
Well, I appreciate you stopping through, family.
Hey man, thanks for having me. You know it's all
I'm
love.
glad you got your time right, man. This nigga hit me one day. I was like, nigga, come through 7:30 a.m. in the text. This nigga hit me at 7:30 p.m. Like, I'm on the way. Like, nigga, can you read? I put an A after 7:30.
This nigga switched the time so many times, bro. Like the first time we was supposed to do this shit at like 9 in the morning, and then that didn't work out.
Come on through, dog.
So then the next time the nigga had it at 7:30.
You got a dip?
Oh yeah, he had it at 7:30, but it wasn't my time, so I'm thinking it's on me. And he like, nah, you the next one. I'm like, all right, bet. So then the nigga sent me the text with the confirmation, like, yeah, 7:30, let's get it. And I'm thinking this nigga thought about 7:30 p.m. This nigga said 7:30 a.m.
This nigga, man.
But this nigga switching the times, nigga, fuck.
Nigga can't read, dog.
This
Like, nigga like Floyd Mayweather.
Nah, nigga, you are a terrible scheduler, nigga. You got the high school counselor schedule.
This nigga the only nigga that sound out all his letters when he read. Like, and today.
Oh, this nigga. This nigga got muscle button-up shirts. Nigga. Shut up, nigga.
Fuck you, nigga. This
nigga got exercise dress clothes, nigga.
Yeah, this nigga the only nigga I know that got genital warts on his hands, nigga.
Oh, not this nigga talking that shit, man.
This was me and him on stage at the comedy store.
At the comedy store going ham.
Until I turned up on the judges, and this nigga won.
Before you viciously attacked the judges?
Yeah, this nigga won. I
won because I was, I'm
that nigga had some dope ass roasts. I can't lie.
Yeah, I was
But
funny
and I
that
shot
night.
myself too by roasting the whole panel, roast panel. Fuck you,
You
Jeff
did
Ross.
that.
Fuck all y'all niggas, man.
Nah, this nigga did like a Negro spiritual roast. Nigga, this nigga was like roasting Rosa Parks and shit.
They was looking at me
Nigga was like, "Hey, fuck wrong? Why would you Medgar Evers, nigga?"
yeah, that shit was
Like this
funny.
nigga bold.
That shit was funny, man. I had a good time up there. As always, my nigga, I'm always rooting for everything that you got going on, my G. You know what I'm saying? Fuck with KJ on all platforms, man. I'm going to holler at y'all. I'm going to bring on my next guest.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Give it up for Charlie Newhart. Come on.
Hello, my name is Cody Barker. I'm the Academy Director at Source Trucking Academy. In case you haven't heard, right now the trucking industry is in desperate need of drivers, and they are paying. Our students right now are coming out of school with 80 to 100K plus per year jobs, and we're graduating them in as little as 2 weeks. Now, I've never heard of any other educational program with that short a time to value, or where the student is able to recoup that investment in the first few weeks of working. So come out to Source Trucking Academy, and let's get you paid.
Yo, hey, man, listen, I got a really just dope individual, man, I wanted to bring on, man. He was coaching my son football. He's so passionate about the kids, man. Man, let everybody know who you are, man.
Oh man, this is Dan Lynham out here. Yeah,
we
man,
call him
appreciate
Coach
you, Coach.
Dan, man. I
Appreciate you.
I just saw how passionate he was, and not only that, man. Like he invited the parents and the kids over to his crib. He lived not too far, like right across the street. I went over to this nigga house, man. They got the backyard laid out with the big screen, the waterfalls, the pools, hot tub. Like, oh, this nigga getting money. But to be like, a lot of people don't understand that sacrifice it takes to volunteer as a coach. You volunteering your time for free. Like I coached my son for 3 seasons in basketball.
Yes, love it.
And a lot of, it was such a great labor of love, especially when I see these kids later on. Like I did one thing with one of the kids one year where I was like, all y'all write down some goals.
Yeah.
Y'all write down some goals and bring them to last practice because I want you to write them down and put them on your wall.
Mandatory.
So all the kids did that, right? This was maybe 3 years ago. So all of them did it. So I'm at the gym like a couple months ago, and this damn near grown man walked up on me with a mustache. I'm like, who is this? Oh, it's one of the kids. He was like, hey, Coach Charlie, remember when you told me to write down my goals?
Yeah, man.
And you was writing down your goal. He was like, I saw you on TV, Charlie, because I kept telling him one of my goals was to do X, Y, Z. And it was like, I saw you on TV. And it was like, I wrote down my goals, and this happened, and damn near a single tear damn near ran down my eye.
Facts,
you know what I'm
man.
saying?
You know,
like,
hey, that to me, I believe is one of the biggest compliments, right? It's like you working with these kids. You're trying to instill in these kids, man, like the future. And then the biggest payback is for them to come back later on and give you a compliment. And you're like, man, no. And they say, you remember Coach Dan or Charlie, remember when you instilled this into me? And you see them growing, man. I think that's one of the biggest paybacks you can get, man. It's not monetary. It's more just the giving, man. And these kids, man, I love these children, man.
Right.
And what they're doing, man, in our community, and us as a people, right? You know what I mean? Just where we're able to instill into our youth, the camaraderie.
Yes, man.
How to
the
build,
unity.
Yes, the unity, man. That's huge, man. That's huge for us, brother. I love it, man.
And we need to see it. And one of the things I honor about you, Coach Dan, is you leading by example. And it's like, let me bring y'all to the crib. Let me show y'all that, some of them black men y'all see in the movies, it ain't like we live good.
Yeah.
We live good, and we can be
Absolutely.
respectful, and we can, you know what I'm saying? Like this, the example that you give the kids and opening up your home, man. I got a lot of respect for you for that, man.
I love them, man. And, man, it's just the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, they need those role models, man. Us as black men, because even in our community, right, we got to have that. We got to have the kids that's coming over where they can see us and it's tangible, right? It's not something that's on TV, right? It's not something that seems so far-fetched. It's like they can touch us, man, and they can see that this is all this stuff is possible. You know what I mean? And that's huge for us, brother.
It is. I mean? It absolutely is, man. Because some stuff is caught, not taught. Just being around it. And I was gonna ask you, man, what you think about Deion and what he doing over at Jackson State?
Man, that's man, he's doing huge things, man. Huge, big things, man. And Deion coming from where, prime example, right? No pun intended, prime example, right? You know what I mean? But him coming from where he come from, and now coming back, to the to Jackson State, man, and instilling in these men, these young men, everything that's possible.
Man, the values. And then he got teams behind him. I know Walmart teamed up with him and helped redo the whole field.
Yes.
He's not just like, let me do this all on my own for ego. He got corporate sponsors behind him and the passion with it. Yeah. That's something that you can't teach, man. It's either you got it or you don't. You think it's contagious? What are you
Absolutely.
doing? Yeah.
Absolutely, man. It's contagious, man. And that's something that we're spreading out, man, to the youths, man, and what Prime Time's doing out there, man. It's contagious.
I saw one where it was a dude from Miami. He actually chose to go to Miami, right? And then at the last minute, he defected. Like, no, I'm going to Jackson State. I want to work with Prime. And then he changed his hat at the press, and like they actually got boys that's going to the league now, don't they?
Yeah, they do, man. Yeah, they do. I don't recall the names, man, but it's just the beginning, man. A lot of good stuff's gonna come out of that, man.
But let me ask you a question, man.
Yes,
just as a coach, or I put it in my perspective. If I was a coach of a team, basketball team, right, and so there was several black kids on my team,
right,
and in our culture, I understand how we behave. We hit a layup, we do some check up,
right.
We say certain things that we say afterwards. It's just our culture, and I didn't get on the boys for that. I didn't jump on them because that's just our culture.
Right.
But if I would have made that choice, if a parent would have came up to me that or somebody that was supposedly over the league and disciplined one of my boys that I'm playing basketball that was on my team, like, hey, he's got to. Or just to say my son, because my son played on the team, he talk trash like me after he hit a layup.
Yeah, they all do, man.
Now, if the person who runs the league comes down and takes my son out of the next game because he's talking trash and didn't talk to me about it, I would be pissed.
Oh, hot, man.
Because you usurping my authority.
Yes.
These kids have trusted me as their leader.
Right.
And then I'm the one that needs to set the tone if it's going to be a discipline or not, or even explain to you, like, it's my culture. All he did was say check up.
Yeah.
So what's your opinion on that when somebody that's over something, or in my case,
right,
this person comes over and wants to discipline the boys without talking to me? You're supposed to talk to me first.
Absolutely, man. If you spending your time, right, with the children,
Right.
right? And they're looking to you as the authority figure, right? And again, other cultures don't know our culture. I try to explain that all the time.
Check
right?
out, bitch.
Right, yeah, talk, you know, because that's what we do, right?
We talk that trap.
Right.
Whole ass nigga can't guard me. It's a little nigga.
Right. And they want to jump in based on their upbringing, right?
Yeah.
On what they think should be done.
Right.
Man, I think that's foul. You know, never should happen, man. You know, they should come to the coaches and let the coaches, you know, come together and make a decision.
Yeah.
You know, especially when you're spending your time, the kids are trusting in you, and then somebody wants to come in and make a decision that they've never, they're not there, right? Or they may only be there for an hour out of a day or hour and a half out of a day, but you spending your time, your money, you know, not just at practice where they see you as an authority figure, but outside of that, so they see you as a human.
Right.
And I think that's huge because Prime talked about that. You know, it can't just all be about just, you know, discipline or coaching. They got to know you as a person,
man.
You know, to be able to come out and feel you. And then, you know, we know our people better than anybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We know how they are because we was young black children also.
Absolutely.
Right? So we know what it is. And, you know, look where we are today, you know?
What kind of advice can you give? Because a lot of my people, man, they got kids, and some of them is coaches, and I even see them some of the game. Like, Charlie, what up, though, man?
Right.
Like, they know me from some of the stuff that I've done.
Facts.
What kind of advice can you give to these people, some of these young men or men that are coaching these kids, like some of the bullet points that they need to be effective coaches? I mean, beyond, you know, sowing into their gift, but you're passionate about, like, hey, how are you behaving off the field, too?
You know, that's important, right?
Yeah.
You know, education.
Right.
You know, getting good grades. You know, just being passionate and having love for the kids. You know, it can't just be, you know, it can't be about you. Number one, you know, it has to be about the children,
Absolutely.
right? It can't be about any sign you getting for any sort of, you know, wins you may get, right? That has to come out of the equation. It has to be about the children. So, you know, some of the advice I would give is, you know, lead by example. You know, spend time with the kids outside of practice.
Right.
You know, events. Invite them to your home. You know, like some of us coaches.
Yeah,
do. You know,
absolutely.
Some do, some don't.
Invite them to your home if your home is like his, if it's on point. Like, if you know what I'm saying? If you got 6 kids in a 1-bedroom apartment,
Right,
you know,
right.
nigga, we not coming over, my niggas.
Take them to the park, you know, Disneyland or something. You know
And
what
I
mean?
invited all the kids
Right.
over, like, nigga, it ain't no room at your crib.
Yeah. Facts, yeah. But you got to have love, man, for it, you know, and truly care about, you know, the kids.
Yeah.
You know, Charlie, I think that's the biggest thing I can say. You got to show up, man, and invest, man, because the children are our future, man. And I was talking to, you know, your previous guest, you know, we see these schools release, you know, especially in our community.
Right.
You know, I think it's, you know, 4,100 students at the high school.
Damn.
Yeah, 4,100. That's like a mini college.
5,000 in my kid's high school.
Right, that's huge, right? And so,
Shit.
you know, when the bell rings, you see all these kids walking, thousands of them. But you look around the community, but what are the outlets for them? Where are they going?
Right.
Right? You know, and then, you know, if they getting out at 2:30, 3 o'clock, right? You know, parents are normally, you know, at work, working. So where are they going? Latchkey kids, you know. So we got to try to find these kids, man, because we're missing out on, you know, not just athletic wise, right? You know, for the kids, but, you know, our future scientists.
Man,
You know,
talk about
come on,
it,
man.
dog.
Our future,
Talk about
our
it.
future teachers, you know, our future doctors.
Yeah.
You know, everybody wants to be on that screen, right? You
Right.
know, that little screen that
Yeah,
presents
absolutely.
everything, but it's
Absolutely.
not all about that, man.
Yeah,
You know, it's
yeah.
about, you know, making a living and, you know, contributing back, man.
And doing what
paying
you
it back.
love.
Yes.
You hit the nail on the head. My son used to go to this rec center on 7 Mile in Detroit. It's called the Tyndall Rec Center.
Right.
And he played basketball there and for years. And then all of a sudden they shut down Tyndall and all these other rec centers saying they didn't have enough money.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
It did, but like 3 years later, they built a $55 million prison in Detroit. You don't have money for the rec centers for the kids, but you got money for the prison.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I watched my son transition. Like they closed down the rec center. then he's thugging and he end up in the system. It's like you shut down one door. And not saying it was only that. It was some other things going on. He got his own journey. But also it's like, dang, look at how many other kids. He was just an example of that. Look at how many other kids that was going to that rec center. Now they're being funneled into this other process. So you hit the nail on the head with that, man. I want you to talk about, because I know you got to go. You sent me something about the training. How important is off-season training, and what suggests anybody that's here in the Southern California area, that program you was telling me about? How important is off-season training, and can you give them the information about the
absolutely, man.
about the training program?
You know, off-season training, you know, what's done in the dark comes to the light, right? A lot of people think that, rest in peace, Mamba, Kobe Bryant, you know, would just show up and make these shots. You know, or you talk about, you know, Stephen Curry, or any athlete, right, or anything that they just show up, or you even as a comedian, right? This is what you live and breathe. This, right? This is what you do for a living. And so, you know, it's something that you have to be doing, you know, year round, right? And so, attending any program, you know, we love Winter Circle, you know, and that's where, you know, my nephew goes. You know, and I would advise that for anybody.
Where's that at?
That's here in Corona.
Winter Circle.
Winter Circle.
Okay,
Winter Circle Academy.
So look that up, Winter Circle Academy, man. If you around this area,
Jordan Campbell.
Jordan Campbell, if you want to.
Great staff, man. Great folks, man. But getting there, man, and just you know, being around like-minded people, right, and working on your craft, and start early. You know, don't wait till you know. So, for example, right, you see all these high school kids, right? You know, the Modern Days, the Centennials, right? John Bosco programs, right? And you're watching Friday night, you know, football, for example. These kids, man, you know, are 18, 19-year-old young men, right? When I graduated, man, I was 16 and a half. Right. 17, right? So they have a way now where these kids are being able to grow and hold back, right? You know, hold them back, you know, perfect their craft so that when they're graduating, if a recruit comes, you know, versus them taking a 16 and a half year old or 18, 19-year-old, you know, they're going to take the 18, 19-year-old. You know.
Because he had that extra 18 months of development. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
and they some beasts. Like these NFL combines, bro. You got this Timmy been training since he was 9, year round. These niggas be 6'8", 250 pounds, running a 4.340. What quarterback gonna stand up to that? He coming at you full speed, nigga. You dead.
Man.
So it's actually you're giving your child a disservice if they're not training year round, because these other kids, they year round one sport.
One sport, and then they get there, and these kids that aren't year round, they show up and think they're gonna make the team and wondering why they ain't, and the parents are upset, on why ain't little Johnny starting, you know, so on and so forth, you know, because he just been playing for the last, you know, 1 or 2 years.
And he doing all sports. He also doing hockey, baseball, basketball.
It's an investment, you know what I mean? And so, man, year-round training's important, man. Not just for the mental, you know, but academic as well. You know, keep them going, man. I think it goes hand in glove, man, for our youngsters, man.
Absolutely. Anything you want to say in closing, man? I know you got to roll.
Man, just appreciate you, man, coming out, man. You know, I'm a big fan of yours. You know what I'm saying?
100%,
you know,
man.
You guys already know my man is putting in work. You know, man, we couldn't be more proud, man. I mean, you're a pillar here in the community, brother. And, man, we love you, man.
I appreciate you, Coach, coming through, man.
Sir.
Drop some real game. So, look, man, just in closing, y'all know what this is, man. You can go to my website, iamcharlienewhart.com, sourcetruckingacademy.com if you want to put your if you want to go to trucking school and be done in 2 weeks and make 100 bands a year, sourcetruckingacademy.com. You want to ask me a question, I will do Q&A, askcharlienewhart@gmail. Also, too, if you want us to come through, shoot a commercial, askcharlienewhart@gmail. You want me to do motivational speeches, stand up, holla at that. Reckless Sundays every first Sunday at Laugh Factory. When you ready, I'm gonna leave some tickets for you at the front door. Reckless Sundays every first Sunday at the Laugh Factory. We be having a blast over there, man. That's pretty much it. Y'all know where you can find me on IG. You know, I am Charlie Newhart, and on YouTube, Charlie Newhart. I only want the real. I love y'all because I love myself.
Give it up for Charlie.